Isn't it interesting how a single moment in childhood can create a script that plays for years? A belief once accepted can shape an entire reality. But what if that script was never yours to begin with? What if you were never meant to hide? What if those moments of ridicule weren't signs to shrink, but invitations to expand? Because when you think about it, really think about it, what does laughter really mean? Is it an attack? Or is it just energy? And energy, once harnessed, becomes power. So isn't it fascinating? The very thing you once feared could be the key to your greatest strength. Because you see, the people who laughed, they weren't rejecting you. They were just watching you. You had their attention. And isn't that what power is? The ability to hold attention. The ability to take what's given, ridicule, doubt, misunderstanding, and bend it to your will. And now, as you see that moment from a new perspective, something shifts. You no longer see a child humiliated. You see a force being born, a creator, a transformer, someone who takes what others throw and turns it into gold. Because the truth is, the more you shine, the more people react. And that's not a problem. That's proof of impact. So now ask yourself, what if expressing yourself fully was the greatest act of freedom? What if laughter, whether at you or with you, was just a sign that you're on stage? What if your voice, your presence, your energy were what the world was waiting for all along? Because those who laugh at you, they're watching you. Those who doubt you are focused on you. Those who try to control you, they're simply afraid of what happens when you stop controlling yourself. And now, as you step forward, something changes. The old rules dissolve. The past loses its grip. The script rewrites itself, because you are rewriting it now. And the new story is the one where you're seen, heard, felt and remembered. It's the one where you own your power. It's the one where the world no longer shapes you. You shape the world. And isn't that what you were meant to do all along? Because isn't it fascinating how a single moment, a flicker in time, it can shape the way you see yourself? How an instant of laughter, of unexpected attention, can make you shrink until you forget that you were never meant to hide. But what if that moment was never meant to break you? What if it was always meant to wake you up? Because now, looking back, you see the truth. It was never about you, it was about them. Their reactions, their fears, their need to project. And isn't it interesting? The ones who tease, who mock, who judge, they're the ones who carry the deepest wounds themselves. And as you realise this, something shifts. The shame dissolves, the fear evaporates, the past loses its grip. Because you're not that child anymore. You're something greater, something stronger, something unstoppable. And isn't it so freeing to know that you were never actually trapped? That the limits, the walls, the hesitation, they're all illusions. Rules you unknowingly accepted. But rules can be rewritten. And in this moment, you choose to rewrite them all. Because the truth is, the more you shine, the more the world reacts. The more you express, the more you expand. The more you step into your power, the more the universe opens its doors. And now, just for a moment, imagine a life where laughter doesn't wound, it fuels. A world where attention isn't a threat, it's a stage. A reality where your voice, your presence, your essence, they're undeniable. Because people, they don't remember the words you say. They remember the energy you bring. They remember how you make them feel. So why not make them feel inspired? Why not make them feel alive? Because from now on, you're seen, you're felt, You own your presence. And the world no longer shapes you. You shape the world. And isn't that what you were meant to be doing all along? Because it's fascinating how a single moment, it can create a ripple that echoes through time. How one experience can plant a belief so deep that it shapes the way you see yourself, the way you move through the world. But what if that moment was never meant to hold you back? What if it was meant to reveal something extraordinary? Your strength, your resilience, your unstoppable spirit. Because now, looking back, you see it differently. It was never about you. The laughter, the teasing, the shame. They weren't yours to carry. They were reflections of others' fears, others' insecurities, others' unhealed wounds. As you recognize this, you feel it shifting inside you. The weight begins to lift. The fear begins to dissolve. The past loses its grip. Because you're no longer that child. You're something greater, something more powerful than you ever realized. And isn't it liberating to know that the rules you once believed in, they were never real. The rules you lived, they weren't true. That the limits, the fears, the self-doubt, they're all illusions. And illusions can vanish in an instant. Now is that instant. Now is the moment you step out of the shadows. You no longer hide, you shine. You no longer shrink, you expand. You no longer fear being seen, you own your presence. Because the truth is, the more you express yourself, the more life opens to you. The more you embrace yourself, the more the world embraces you. The more you run towards what once scared you, the more powerful you become. And so now, in this moment, you choose to release the fear, to rewrite the narrative, to reclaim your place in the world. Because people, they don't remember what you say. They remember your energy. They remember how you make them feel. So from this moment forward, you decide to make others feel alive, to make others feel empowered, to make others feel the unstoppable force of your truth. And in doing so, you set yourself free. And isn't that what you were meant to do all along?